Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Zero Blue 2. This was a request, and so I'm just going through it and to go from there. Okay, so before I go on further, I'm going to go ahead and put some notes on the screen. Please note that the notes that are on the screen are usually pretty different from what's in the video. Sometimes my videos can be pretty brief because I already gave you the information already. So yeah. All right, well, that being said, let's start with the beginning. So there are some things you should probably know about this IM that I didn't know that might be helpful to know from the get-go. So you're given some foam tips and you're given some silicone tips, but the foam tips are actually duplicates. A lot of them are, if you look here, they're all blue colored. They're all the same. So if you find that this size doesn't work for you, then, it just is one smaller and that's it. So there's not as much selection when it comes to foam tips. As you can see, they're all blue colored here. They're all the same. And I didn't know, because initially I was like, why do they sound the same? And after a while, then I weighed them and I was realizing oh, I was actually weighing them by grams. It was 0.3 grams, 0.3 grams. Oh, they're all the same. How dumb. Anyway, so that's just good to know. And so for my tests, I basically was using the large silicone tips, and yeah, this is how it was. Okay, so for bass, now they also give you a adapter here, which actually increases bass. Anyway, I didn't use it because there's enough bass here. The bass basically here is, I would rank it a grade of A. It's really, really good, really well done, lots of punch, lots of power. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So for sure, Now, I rank the Sivga Q a rank of A on bass, but this kind of bass is different. They're both good, but they're not the same. Sivga Q, I liked it because the bass was balanced. It was nice balance. This is more I'm bass. Here I am. You know what I mean? And it's but it's not bloated. It's actually pretty well done. So I would rank it a grade of A. Sub bass is actually Beats by Dre level, right? So if this is correct, as in this is how the sub bass is supposed to sound, brr-brum, brr-brum, brr-brum. And then this right here is anemic, it's where is it? Brr-brum, brr-brum, brr-brum. And then this is where is it at? And then this is above correct, it's fun. This is Beats by Dre, brr-brum, 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 okay. So this is definitely fun on bass. For vocals, as in female vocals, it is a tricky situation. So I'll explain what my thoughts were on it and to go from there. So at regular volume, female vocals actually, they sound full, they sound nice, and I actually thought it sounded pretty good. I actually wanted to give it a grade of B because I thought it sounded pretty good. It's slightly plasticky, it's slightly synthetic, but it's overall it's pretty good. But there are two problems that kind of come in the way. The first is this. So when there's instruments and there's bass, it actually covers over the vocals or the female vocals. So there will be times where they're rapping and I can't even hear them. Or they'll say something they'll just be to the X. And I'm like, what? I can't even hear it because all the instruments and music is covering over their vocals. So that's the first problem. But then if you want to fix that issue, obviously I tried raising the volume. The issue is the sibilance on here is pretty rough. So basically, at regular volume, you're actually, so for context, what I do is I stress test a bunch of pretty harsh and sibilant tracks. And what happened is, it actually is pretty sibilant and pretty harsh, even at regular volume. But when you crank it up by about 25%, it gets I'll show you the scores here. It's high, 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 very high. So it gets really harsh and spicy when you increase the volume. So what happens with female vocals is you end up in a tough situation. If you lower the volume down, then you can't hear their vocals as much because the instruments and the bass is covering over their voice. But then when you actually want to raise it up so you can hear their voice, then it starts getting really sharp and sibilant. So because of that reason, I gave it a rank of C, even though theoretically it probably would be more fair to give it a grade of B. For male vocals, I would give it a grade of C. I know it sounds pretty harsh, but in general, I didn't think it sounded good. I've heard many other IEMs that I thought had sound better or sound good, but to me it sounded pretty average. So to me, I gave it a rank of C. Now, I know people think this is hoopla, but I just want to go over this because I find this personally helpful. What I do is actually I monitor with the headphones to hear what it's doing to my voice. See, you can do this too. If you wear it if you wear IAMs and you use a neutral microphone and you speak into the microphone, you will hear that it actually changes your voice a little bit. It might sound deeper. It might sound sharper. It might sound fuzzier. It might sound like it'll change a little bit. And so what I notice when I actually wear this is actually it's V-shaped. So it'll add more bass to my voice, but at the same time, it has like a sharpness at the end as well. So it's bassy but sharp at the same time. That's V-shaped. Basically, that's a V-shaped sound. So this, in my opinion, is a pretty V-shaped sound. Soundstage, I thought was somewhere between, it was decent. Like I remember I wanted to, when you look at the chart or the graph, it shows 2 arrows. It's because I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was average. I thought it was like pretty good. You know what I mean? And then the other thing is, I thought in terms of tonality and tuning or whatever, like, I got to do it. But in my opinion, the Defiant actually sounds better than this. Like the Defiant they both have pretty similar bass. They both, in my opinion, have a V-shaped sort of tonality to them, but this is better with vocals, with male and female vocals, and it's a little bit less harsh. So if you thought that the Defiant, for some reason, was a little bit harsh, this is going to be a lot harsher. So just something to note. But yeah, that's my overall 2 cents of everything. I mean, I think that's everything, right? We covered bass, sub-bass, male vocals, female vocals, soundstage. Oh, comfort, I think, is actually not good on these as well. If you have smaller ears, these are going to be pretty rough. But yeah, that's all I got to say.